Okay, back home with the nitro cold brew. I'm not trying to advertise for Starbucks or coffee, but so yeah. Um, First time traveling from Vancouver to Uganda. Never been across an ocean, never been out of the continent, out of North America at all. But before we go any further, if you want to know how to book the cheapest flights, when and where and whatnot about flying around the world, there's info in the Travel Hackers Toolkit ebook, link below. I 1,000% approve of. Guaranteed good stuff. Check it out. Now, the flying part, airport layovers and long flights, and that's for a different video, but that was pretty straightforward. Pretty easy. A little bit tiring though. So when I first land, first notable difference was the air. The air had this different feel, different smell. I mean, they've got close to 100% humidity. It's hot, but not scorching hot. Average of 25 degrees most times during the day. Now, I'll tell you, when I got off at Doha on a layover, that was hot. Uganda's not so much. It's humid. So I get there in one of the, I've heard about malaria. I've heard a lot about malaria. So that was a bit concerning. And I get off the plane and come down the stairs to the visa lineup, and I look down, and on my pant leg, trying to eat me and infect me with malaria, is this little mosquito right there. So that was my welcome to you. Welcome to Uganda. Here's a mosquito with malaria trying to kill you. Thank you, Uganda. And I get my visa, and if you're watching this and planning on going to Uganda, get your visa ahead of time online. I could put a link to that below as well. It just speeds things up. It's a shorter lineup if you've already got your visa online. Otherwise, you're going to have $50 American cash on you to get a visa and wait in a longer lineup. So I get through that, get out, and meet the woman who was the whole reason I was going there in the first place. I met Carol for the first time, and fantastic. I threw my bags down, gave her a hug and a kiss and everything. We had a ride arranged, and we go back to a hotel, even though we didn't need one. I decided to book a hotel just for a few nights. Not the entire length of the trip, but just for a couple nights for a little getaway for the two of us. It was fantastic. Royal Nest in Entebbe was the hotel. Hotel Royal Nest. Our buddy Henry owns it. Great place. Now, I wouldn't say it was as much of a culture shock as I expected, because a lot of things were the same. People are all the same wherever you go. I mean, we all have cars. The roads look the same. It's so there's so much similar. So it's really hard for me also to describe the differences and the similarities and what to experience. It's hard to describe for me because I just think you've got to be there. You've got to do it to really get a full understanding. But it was great. I got to see monkeys and monkeys eating out of my hands, and different trees and things, and jackfruits growing everywhere, and avocados and mangoes. Picking bananas, markets. I just love the markets, like these street markets. I'm sure you can imagine from photos. I probably have a photo or video I can show you now. So there's that. I mean, what other differences? There was like these the boda, or the boda is a motorcycle taxis that get you around super cheap. So that was quite handy. So of course my trip was initially to meet Carol and develop the relationship and whatnot, and it turned into me actually meeting a few really cool people who I've made it my mission to help along the way. So there's this boy named Raymond. He's now 15. I've helped him get away from an abusive family. He's getting quite a hard time at home back in his village down in northern Uganda, and I took him southern Uganda, sorry, and I arranged for him to be in a boarding school, so he'd be, still in contact with his family, but away from that kind of, the abuse he was getting at home. So I've been helping him out and kind of watching over him, making sure Raymond's doing all right. A little boy named Jonathan. I got some really cool pictures of Jonathan. He was the son, he's the son of a woman that was the housemaid at a place we were staying. This woman had practically nothing. Poor Jonathan was, just the kid had nothing. He's struggling. I'm trying to help him out and keeping in contact with the mom, but I can only do so much. I've got my own child to take care of, so I can't personally give a lot to him, but definitely keeping an eye on Jonathan. Then there's Roland, and there's these kids that I met, and I find everyone there super friendly. You'll be walking down the street, and especially as a white person or a foreigner, they're going to be so friendly. They're going to wave to you. They're like, "Hey, Mzungu, hey." So, what else can I tell you? I mean, a lot of things you just have to experience for yourself. I mean, I traveled to Entebbe, to Kampala, to Masaka, Chotera, all over the country. Pretty cool things, lots of animals, different scenery. A really funny story. This will be the end of my little story here. I'm down in Chotera, next to the Serona Hotel. We're at a bar having some drinks, and I think everyone there is pretty drunk. There's a lot of heavy drinking there in Uganda in general. Well, this guy decides to go whisper something to Carol that was quite vulgar. So I get up, grab him by the neck, and basically just tell him to calm down or there's going to be consequences. Well, 6 of his friends start to surround me, and they're actually kind of intimidated of me, begging me to give him a chance and they'll take care of him and don't worry, they'll calm him down. So that could have gone bad, that could have gone the wrong way and turned into a bar fight. So I think I got lucky there, because I would not have been coming out of there alive if that had turned bad. But everyone was actually pretty good. Yeah. But anyways, that's it. Went there not knowing what to expect. It was just amazing, incredible food, fresh produce, the markets, and cheap food. Now, you can live super cheap if you live like some of the locals. If you want to go, places like KFC and go to the mall and rent cars, you're going to be paying as much or more as you would be in North America, guaranteed. But if you're eating some street food and shopping at local markets and catching the boda, you can live super cheap. Yeah. Anyways, that is all. Back to my cold brew.
Uganda, oh, Kampala, my city, my place, my city,